Good morning and happy Tuesday, everyone. Hold on. Okay, seriously, what? Okay. There we go. For whatever reason, like some sort of thing likes to pop up on my computer screen. And it's basically a suggestion for what my computer background is. You know, when you try your computer and all your files appear and like some in the background. And like you can't like close it out either. You got like there's no X that you click on and it closes out. You gotta like go to learn more, and then you gotta wait for the giant window to open and then click on the X to get rid of it. Like, I don't care what my background is. Like, it changes every so often anyway. I don't really care. I'm not mad, just kind of annoyed. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. What would my low be for today? This is quite tricky. I can't think of what would my low be for today. I guess yesterday was probably like the craziest good weather we've had. Like, by the time we got to the afternoon, it was like so incredibly pleasant. And then all of a sudden, without warning, it just started to rain. And it would go like on and off and on and off and on and off. It was crazy. In fact, it started to rain, particularly after I left the flag football game yesterday, which was my high. I went to the flag football game. It was awesome. Horseheads wound up winning in overtime, which is great. A friend of mine suggested that I do a Blue Hammer Award for flag football too, and I could make that the subject for today's video, couldn't I? Yeah, I'll do that. What was my act of kindness? Let's see. I would say that my act of kindness was I helped my dad clean up the kitchen a little bit when I visited my parents last night because my mom was working. Yeah. I guess I really should, considering I'm going to at least the softball games and the flag football games. Well, for starters, I go because I have friends who have daughters who play, or I know the coaches. Because, you know, at least the flag football coach was one of my coaches growing up, so, you know, kind of a full circle there. That's why I go. Plus, it's a great way to support my alma mater. It is. I'm really glad that in the last couple of years, I've been being more supportive of, you know, Horseheads High School more and more. And, I mean, I hope I continue to do so. But enough about that. Let's get to what I just thought about doing, and that is the Blue Hammer Award. Okay, so if you don't know what the Blue Hammer Award is, it originated from Trinity Pauling, which I went to. Back in the day, the Blue Hammer Award was given to a football player who laid out the biggest hit of the game. Like, a hit so bad that pretty much everybody in the stands could feel it. yeah. This was in the late 2000s. It was definitely a different time. Nowadays, to get the Blue Hammer Award, you gotta do something pretty like the quarterback throwing for a couple hundred yards and a touchdown, or someone getting 3 sacks, or basically like who you would probably consider the MVP of the game. And when I started going back to Horseheads football games, I brought back that award. Actually, fun fact, back in the day, when I went to Trinity Pauling, the football coach got a hammer from, I believe, Home Depot. And, well, I say hammer, really this is more in the shape of a mallet, but still the same thing. And pretty much the same thing. You still use it to hit things with whatever. And he would spray paint it blue. What's funny is the shade of blue that this particular hammer was more the shade of blue that Horseheads is affiliated with than the shade of blue that Trinity Pauling is affiliated with. I would say Trinity Pauling's colors are gold and more of a navy blue, whereas Horseheads is royal blue and white. But, the message was, and the point of it was to drop the hammer. Like, that was the mindset in my early days of Trinity Pauling. Like, that was basically a euphemism for, working hard and getting the job done. And there were times in Trinity Pauling that mentality did serve me well. It did. So what do? You get an award for, at the time, laying out the biggest hit during the game. Again, now it's for more stats or who would be considered like the MVP of the team for that game. Here's the thing. The award was exclusively only given to football players. I mean, sure. I bet if Trinity Pauling really wanted to, they could do something like that for all the other sports. But there's a reason why they don't do that. One, it really would be kind of, a lot of work. I mean, you gotta think about it. Like, if you really are gonna go through the trouble of making a Blue Hammer Award for a bunch of different students that earned it, you'd either go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you would get, hammers from, and you would need a lot of blue spray paint. Honestly, it would be a lot of unnecessary work. I mean, the Blue Hammer Award I have, it's literally sitting next to the camera right over there. I actually haven't touched it since I last set it down after Horseheads won the Section 4 title. Also, another key thing. You only get no matter what, someone always gets a Blue Hammer Award. Win or lose. Because, come on, someone would have at least have done better than others during the game if they lost, right? That only makes sense. Also, a player can't be, I really don't like to use this word, but cocky. In fact, I'll never forget when I was at Trinity Pauling, there was one kid who really wanted to get the Blue Hammer Award, which he was able to get, but he almost didn't get it because during the game in question, he laid out, the hit that got him the award. He looks right over to the coach and says, "That's a Blue Hammer hit right there." Yeah, don't do that. That's wholly unnecessary. I mean, you clearly got it. Be humble in victory is what the message is. I mean, the coach at Trinity Pauling in question really was a real piece of shit, but he was a shit teacher. Yeah, it's the same teacher I've told you before. Well, I've said this before, but he literally said to me, I went from saying smart stuff, saying good things at the beginning of the year, to now all I say is stupid shit. If there's any teachers watching this, I'll give you some time to pause the video and go vomit after hearing that, because I can't imagine any teacher hearing that and not feeling sick to their stomach upon hearing that. Anyway, so the reason why they didn't really do a Blue Hammer Award for all the other sports is A, it would be a lot of work, and B, let's face it, football is the best. It is. I mean, sure, lots of other sports like baseball or basketball or hockey or wrestling and any other sports, like they build camaraderie. You know, they build character. You know, they can even teach lessons that follow people forever. I can tell you right now, when I played football, you know, actually, it was playing football where I first learned what the term building character means. Like, that alone, you know, that's pretty awesome. My boots are right there. I haven't even started putting them on yet, especially knowing how late I'm running. Where was I? Right, I was talking about why football only has the Blue Hammer Award. I mean, listen, the other reason why that I only do the Blue Hammer Award for football players is, you know, I played football. You know, I would know what's good and what's not. For all intents and purposes, the person who really should be giving out the Blue Hammer Award is the coach. Because it was the coach that gave out the Blue Hammer Award at Trinity Bowling. I mean, I would love for that to be a thing at Horace Ed's, where all the other coaches give out a Blue Hammer Award for the game, for whatever it is they do to earn it. I'd love to see that happen. But that's not up to me. It's up to the coaches. I mean, maybe someday that'll happen for Horace Ed's where, you know, I mean, I could always give my thoughts on who the Blue Hammer Award should go to. But if the coaches, especially for football, wanted to do it, you know, for them, that'd be okay too. And if Horace Ed's want to do it for other sports, yeah, I'd love to see that happen. But, you know, at the moment, that's just not in the cards. Plus, this isn't something that honestly really shouldn't be an issue, but it is anyway. Of course, ideally, I would bring the Blue Hammer Award to the football game to, you know, give it to someone who earned it at that moment. The problem is, since it's literally a hammer that's spray painted blue, a hammer technically counts as a weapon, and you can't bring a weapon on school property. That's why I've never actually brought it to a game. Even though, obviously, I have no ill intent. Obviously, I would never do anything violent or wrong with it. Obviously, I wouldn't do anything with it. I would probably just carry it with me and just do nothing with it. But, you know, it's technically a weapon. You can't bring a weapon on school property. That's why I've never brought it before. I mean, don't get me wrong. I went to the flag football game. There were some players that, for all intents and purposes, did earn a Blue Hammer Award. Like number 20, she was really good. Number 10, she was also really good. Yeah. So it's not like it's going unnoticed. It's just the award was designed for football only. I mean, I'm glad that there are people at Horace Ed's that know what the Blue Hammer Award is. I mean, if you want the Blue Hammer Award to be given out to other athletes, you know, talk to the coaches about that. I mean, if your kid plays on, like, another sports team and you know about the Blue Hammer Award, why not suggest the idea to the coach? I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Especially when at the end of the day, it really is a symbol of, the hard work that a student puts in to, get the win for the team. And that's awesome when that happens. So, yeah. Thought I'd better share that. Okay. For the sake of anyone who actually wants this, if I did have to give out a Blue Hammer Award, numbers 10 and number 20. They were both really good yesterday. They got it. Alright? And I guess if I want to do for softball, I suppose, didn't really see much of the Vestal game, but at the Elmira game, that number 14, she was really good. So, there. Let's do that. Again, I don't know flag football or softball as well as obviously regular football. So I don't know. But again, give the idea to the coaches. I'm sure they would know better than me. But that's just my advice. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, on social media. As always, I have a very humble, amazing video for all you guys watching short video. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Did I not? I just realized I never said Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, folks. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend you know. Always have your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.